Howdy, I'm Matt, and in this episode we're going to be having a chit chat about servos. So I've got two bags here in front of me. Let's go for the boring one first. Now, we will be having a serious discussion about servos in just a moment, but literally Mr. Postman's just been and turned up, and I've got a collection of propellers. Those are the black, well, there's me showing you for the bag. Let's open one up. I've gone for these because they have worked out really, really well. These are some 8x6s, and these have performed really quite well. And I've got some 7050s, I think, on the way over to me as well, for a different set of models. And they're the black ones, rather than being the grey APC styles. These ones have worked out. They are the, it just says 8x6, but when you're shopping on Banggood, it's the black ones, which I've gone for this time around. Actually, they were cheaper than the grey ones, which I normally use. Anyway, in this bag, we should have an absolute shed ton of servos. Now, in here we should have 18 Tower Pro MG90s Servos. And the reason why I bought 18 of them is because over there on the side, I've been and used up all the servos which I had pretty much left. Are used up in the mini talons. So you don't even know this, I'm going to be stringing 3 mini talons together to make an air formation in the sky. And yeah, that pretty much used all the spare servos I had up of this size. Now, there's a very, very interesting conversation going on in the Facebook right now, in the Facebook group about these servos right now. Now, to my knowledge, these are genuine fake Tower Pro servos. And they are the ones which I have been and used for a very, very long period of time. And this now is easily over 150 servos I've been through, and I've had 2 break on me, 2 or 3, frankly forgotten. Now, the interesting conversation is that Craig, and this is the big tip for you, do not buy these servos on eBay. I swear blind, the original faulty one which I had came from an eBay seller. So when it comes to these Tower Pro ones, I've been buying mine, and have been for the last, say, 18 months, 2 years, from Banggood, and I've had very, very few issues with these servos at all. In fact, they're like £1.80 each, if that. And yes, I've bought 18 of them, but you've seen how many models which I get through. Anyway, getting to my point, I'll put the photo up on your screen, and you can see the visible difference between the 2 servos themselves is that one of them really is a bad knockoff of a knockoff, you know. Now, I'm pretty sure these are not genuine Tower Pro ones, but what I can say is that now, over the last 18 months, 2 years of using these servos almost exclusively, is that they have performed exceptionally well. But if you stray and then go for the uber cheap ones, then you're going to run into issues. And that's what Craig's been in, running into issues. He's picked up these servos, and they're obviously not, they're definitely not right, to say the least. So if you're going to get some, if you want cheap servos, and remember, these are cheaper than the cheap plastic geared servos from Hobby King, is that these do work exceptionally well. Now, obviously, it's horses for courses, isn't it? I wouldn't dream of putting these in a super fast wing, but maybe the spec wing, which I'm going to be smashing in and around trees, and chances are that I would break a premium servo in there, then these things are perfect. Now, inversely to that, the Revenge Maiden, which you may have seen, or the Revenge review, if you which went actually, by the time we're recording, went out last night, is that in that model I used Corona 939 metal geared servos, and they're like £6 each. So these are 1/3 of the cost of a good quality Corona servo of the same size, but that doesn't mean that they're 1/3 of the quality, if that makes sense. They are great models, like a Bixler. My mini Talon I'm looking over there would have been fine in there. Pretty much every model which I've put together, which isn't going to be pushed to absolute extremes, is using these Tower Pro servos. So please learn from Craig's experiences that if you're going to go for the cheaper servos, then do go buy them directly from Banggood. That's my biggest tip from you. Do not stray onto eBay because you're going to save £1 or something like that. Remember, these are £1.80 each. They are cheaper than the cheap Hobby King plastic gird servos, and these are full metal servos, all the gears except for one, which is the nylon driver at the back, which is whatever. The rest of the gears in there are all metal gears in there. They are absolute and fantastic value for money, and remember, at £1.80 each. If you break one, you're going to cry your eyes out. You're not, are you? You're just going to jam the knife down either side, rip it out, and stick a new one in there. So, yeah. My biggest tip, get the Tower Pro servos. They are cheap. They are extremely reliable. And again, this is from somebody who's bought 18 more. I don't know where I got 36 from. Has been bought 18 more, which have been arrived today, and I've literally used them for 18 months or more. Now, if you have used these servos and had a good or maybe even a bad experience with those, please do share your experiences. You can do that in the comments section underneath this video on YouTube. I would absolutely love to hear from you, because this is one of these things. I'm looking for your reinforcement here, because I know these servos are great and they're wicked value for money. And I know many of you out there also think that they're great and wicked value for money and have bought shed loads and used shed loads as well. So do share your experiences with them. I would absolutely value your feedback. And I know for anybody watching this video maybe has not been in MetMat before and seen my flying, for example, and doesn't kind of understand or appreciate the kind of abuse that the servos get here. It doesn't really kind of know that why I'm giving these such a thumbs up. So with that said, the Tower Pro MG90s Servos, they have worked fantastically well for me. If you have any questions or comments about these, please just ask in the comments section underneath this video. Remember, these 18 servos and the 100 and whatever servos which I've been bought for, they have been all bought out of my own money for my own abuses. So with that said, for myself, Matt, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this episode. And that last note, buy them from Banggood. Do not buy them from eBay. Just such mixed quality which you get there. At least when these ones, they always get exactly the same packaging, always fit the same connectors. They are exactly the same every single time. So with that said, for myself, Matt, cheerios.